Let me tell you guys about one of the biggest video game scam that has ever happened, literally just months ago this summer, and had its game developers run away with more than $8 million, which is all hard-earned money from the people who believed in this project. A project which, if was in the hands of the right studio, could have done wonders to the gaming world and would have been loved by many, especially those into open-world medieval, life simulator games, RPGs, or MMORPGs. Let's start right from the beginning when Chronicles of Elyria was officially revealed in 2015, with a teaser trailer and its Kickstarter in 2016, 4 years ago. From its first trailer, the game looked pretty great and offered an extremely massive open world to explore with different seasons, tons of different activities to do, as well as an advanced combat system, the opportunity to have your own house, and so much more. Of course, that already was very appealing to players searching for something new, but what attracted most of the people to this game was written in its Kickstarter description, something so ambitiously impossible that you had to fall for it, because you truly wanted to see this in a game. Now, Soulbound Studios, the company behind Chronicles of Elyria, put a great deal of emphasis on the lore and role-playing aspects of the game. Many community forums, friends and families all had paid to see Chronicles of Elyria come to life. Their Kickstarter campaign proved to be a massive success, raising over 1.3 million. The game continued crowdfunding of Kickstarter over the years, with over 8 million raised to date, which is absolutely crazy. Some people definitely spent thousands of dollars on this project, and the developers continued to promise the world with this game. Keep in mind, this game was being made by a very small indie team, which had absolutely no past in the gaming industry, so this was already a bit too much for them to promise this much features. But still, let's get into what attracted people the most. Here's what Chronicles of Elyria promised to be. At its core, Chronicles of Elyria is the first MMORPG where your character ages every single day of playing and one day dies, encouraging you to think beyond your character to their role in a larger story. Fearless in its design, it embraces a character's ability to impact other characters. It featured a closed economy, finite resources, non-repeatable quests, and a fully destructible environment, meaning the world is experienced differently for every character. Each time you would have logged into the game, there was to be a dynamic world waiting for you. Local, regional, and national conflicts are continuously unfolding, giving birth to repeated opportunities for you to change the course of history in your own server. The main feature of Chronicles of Elyria, which made people freaked out, was that each online player character would be aging through time, thus being able to do different kinds of quests or activities depending on your age, which is really cool. With each life, you would develop your character and make your mark in the Chronicles. When your character eventually dies, their soul will be reincarnated stronger than before, and their spirit and destiny will live on in another character of your making, which is your family, your kid. Characters age in-game over the course of 10 to 14 real-world months. During that time, your character will grow old and eventually die, leaving their mark on history. But while alive, you must choose your actions carefully, as each in-game death reduces your overall lifespan by approximately 2 days, and brings your character that much closer to permadeath. However, if you're an influential player, like the king, each in-game death is more impactful, leading to permadeath in just 4 or 5 times. Now, there's many more features they promised that I'm gonna talk about in a second, but to this day, the only thing that came out of their YouTube channel, beside the Kickstarter footage used to scam everyone, was a short obstacle course demo and a random gameplay that's gonna make you vomit, literally. Released to alpha testers, the obstacle course looked completely different from the original footage, and second, who cares about something like this when you promise so much with Chronicles of Elyria? They could have literally created this short parkour demo through Unreal Engine or Unity in days, just to make people think they're working on something like anything. Now get ready for this. The second US gameplay released for Chronicles of Elyria was this. What the hell happened here? How did we go from all that great Kickstarter footage to this? The new gameplay confirmed to the last hesitance that this game was indeed a scam. Chronicles of Elyria, like many other game scams, could have been amazing if handled by the right team. It promised so much through its gameplay features, with limited inventory, hunger and thirst, also drowning and fatigue, and dangerous landscapes containing both sweltering heat and frigid cold. It was also said your character would be created as a part of a family, and thus is bound by the laws of genetics for that family. Your character would have aged from 15 to 100, and will look their age all the time. Scars develop and fade over time. Your hair grows while in the wilderness and may be restyled while in town. Your character's body would have adjusted to your playstyle, so you know when approaching a player who claimed to be a blacksmith that you probably shouldn't trust his word. This also means you would have to grow out of your armor, so watch what you eat because you can become fat or skinny. With dozens of skills across multiple categories including fighting, gathering, crafting, survival, bardic, and deviant, this game promised you could develop the character you've always wanted to, with a skill system that rewards failure instead of success, and mechanics requiring player skill in addition to character skill. You must take on ever-increasing challenges if you want to be the best. It was also said to include a family, land, and housing system. You could actually be a part of a player-run family, inheriting titles, riches, and character traits from your parents and ancestors, which could be online players. You could also marry someone, opposite or same gender, and have kids, using a child contract to build out your dynasty. Overall, Chronicles of Elyria promised everything, but failed to deliver anything. I'm really wondering if a studio will be able to make this kind of project someday, and I hope for it to be amazing. To make a game like this, the company had to look at short-term goals and work on the main features one by one. With each developer diary or discussion, they seem to always look at the bigger things and how this game can be so huge with all its diverse features. They made promises in the Kickstarter campaign, then after it ended made even more promises which all turned out to be abandoned because they had to be working on so much. Whether they were actually working on something or not, they looked way too far in the future and could have gone into early access, even though some of the games in early access never come out of it. The CEO himself of Chronicles of Elyria seemed to have worked on a similar game in the past, like in 2012, called Chronicles of the Five Kingdoms, but failed to deliver anything. It just completely disappeared and then finally came out with this, which also disappeared. I've always dreamed of a medieval game like this, and I would love to see something similar come to life. Alright guys, let me know which game studio you think should take on a game like this. And for more gaming news and such, drop a like on this video and of course subscribe to stay tuned. Thanks to I Am Legend, Diamond Hunter 45, Themistocles, Rickno23 and Kian Zolfagari for being a master member on the channel. You can become a survivor member for as low as 99 cents only, which will both support me and the channel as a whole to make more and better videos.